90% of SEO audits are a complete waste of time. Not because the person doing them is lazy, but because they're checking the wrong things in the wrong order and missing the 3 or 4 issues that actually control whether a website ranks or disappears. I'm going to show you exactly how to fix that using a tool most people are still using wrong. And by the end of this, you'll have a repeatable system you can run on any website in under an hour. Before we go further, if this is useful to you, hit like, drop a comment with the website you're planning to audit, and subscribe, because what comes next is the part most people skip. So here's the situation. Traditional SEO audits involve a dozen different tools, hours of manual checking, and a report that usually gets ignored because it's 40 pages long and nobody wants to read it. What if instead you had something that could crawl through your findings, organize them by actual impact, and write the explanations for you in plain language, ready to hand to a client or a boss who has never heard of a canonical tag in their life? That's where Claude comes in. Not as a replacement for your SEO tools. You still need your crawler, your analytics, your keyword data, but as the layer that sits on top of all of it, taking raw, messy data and turning it into something you can actually act on. Let's start with the first piece, technical audits. Most people export a crawl report from their favorite tool and stare at a spreadsheet with thousands of rows. Instead, take that export, broken links, redirect chains, duplicate title tags, missing meta descriptions, whatever your crawler spits out, and paste a sample directly into Claude. Ask it to group the issues by severity, explain the SEO impact of each category in plain language, and prioritize what to fix first based on effort versus impact. What used to take an afternoon of manual sorting now takes minutes. And here's the part that surprises people. Claude is genuinely good at spotting patterns across the data that are easy to miss when you're scrolling through rows by hand. Repeated structural issues, template-level problems affecting hundreds of pages at once, the kind of thing that actually moves rankings when fixed. Now, here's where it gets more interesting, and this is the part I really want you to pay attention to, because almost nobody is doing this yet. Content audits are usually the most tedious part of any SEO project. You're manually reading through pages, judging whether they answer search intent, checking for thin content, keyword cannibalization, outdated information. This is exactly the kind of work that benefits from having an assistant read alongside you. Paste in the content of a page along with the target keyword, and ask directly, does this content fully satisfy what someone searching this term is looking for? What's missing? Where does it fall short compared to what's likely ranking? You can even feed it multiple pages from your own site targeting similar topics and ask it to flag potential cannibalization issues, where 2 pages are quietly competing against each other for the same ranking spot. Then there's competitor analysis, which is where most audits get lazy. People glance at a competitor's site, note a few obvious things, and move on. Instead, pull the on-page content, headers, and structure from a handful of top-ranking competitor pages for a target keyword, and have Claude compare them against your own page. Ask what topics, subtopics, or questions the competitors cover that you don't have. Ask what structural patterns show up across all of them. Are they all using comparison tables, FAQ sections, specific heading structures? These patterns aren't accidents. They're often exactly what search engines have learned users want for that particular query. Now, one thing I need to be clear about, because this trips people up constantly. Claude cannot crawl your website on its own, and it doesn't have live access to your actual search rankings or real-time data.
You are still the one pulling the raw information from your crawler, your analytics platform, your rank tracker. Claude's job is what happens after that. The analysis, the pattern recognition, the writing, the prioritization. Treat it as the smartest analyst on your team, not as a magic crawler that does everything by itself. Let's talk about something that saves an enormous amount of time: writing the actual audit report. This is usually the part people dread most. You've done the analysis, found the issues, and now you have to explain all of it clearly to someone who isn't an SEO specialist. Feed your findings in as bullet points and ask for a structured report, broken into sections with plain language explanations of why each issue matters and what the business impact looks like. You can even ask for 2 versions, a technical one for your team and a simplified one for a client or stakeholder who just wants to know what's broken and what it'll take to fix it. And here's a technique that separates people getting real results from people just messing around. Don't ask generic questions. Give it context every single time. Tell it the industry the website is in, who the target audience is, what the primary business goal is. Is it purely organic traffic? Is it lead generation? Is it e-commerce conversions? The more specific the context, the sharper and more useful the output becomes. A generic prompt gets you a generic audit. A detailed prompt with real data and real context attached gets you something that actually feels like it was written by someone who understands the site. One more thing worth doing. Build yourself a reusable audit template. Write out a structured prompt with all the categories you want covered every single time. Technical health, content quality, competitor gaps, internal linking, and priority recommendations. And save it somewhere you can reuse. Every time you run a new audit, you just plug in the new data. Consistency is what turns this from a neat trick into an actual system you can rely on, week after week, site after site. If you found this useful, this is exactly the kind of workflow that separates people spending 20 hours a week doing manual SEO work from people who've built a system that does the heavy lifting for them. Like the video, drop a comment if you want a follow-up showing the exact prompts step by step, and subscribe so you don't miss it. See you in the next one.